Joe Zummo, Professor Joe as we call it, was kind of going all thinking crazy. We just used the chisel to lift off the bark on this hickory stave. And he's going to, Kenny lift it, and I'm going to wedge it with this hatchet and pop it off. Hold on, Joe. Hold on. I want to drop you. Nice dull hickory. And we're just peeling the bark right off. And voila. And he was telling me, this is going to take longer than an hour. We're going to do all 8 staves.
Sometimes things work out. Sometimes. So here we go.
We're starting off real good. Crazy loves company.
Yeah. All right, so that wasn't bad.
Next thing we're going to do is we're going to trim out this wedge and shape the bow. And
seal the ends.
Seal the ends, yeah. We got to do a few other things. First step, bark is easy to pull off when it's wet.
I think we'll get all the bark off too, yeah. All right, sounds good.
All right. What are we doing, Joe?
We're splitting wood.
Because the stave is pretty wide. Yeah, it's right there.
Okay, Jack loves smoking. He loves smoking and cooking, so you know what all this hickory is going to go for.
Yep, we'll use these pieces in the smoker. I'll chunk them up. I'll add a nice hickory smoke for maybe a rib roast or a pork butt. Never goes to waste.
Did I hit the button? Yeah, you decided to come up to the workbench instead of dragging the logs out front.
Joe came up with that idea.
Oh man, so anyway, this is the last one we're ripping off. Jack's using a pry bar on the end just to lift it up.
Yep, once it's green, it's real easy, sort of. There you go. All right, Joe, don't let it go like the last time I whacked into it.
You like it. You like that spike. Who are you kidding?
There we go. And so look at how nice and smooth that backing is.
That's going to have some nice bows out of this.
Yeah,
good, Jack.
They're wide. We made them extra wide because we're really just winging it at this point.
Yeah. All right. Then we're going to at some point trim them up a little bit.
Yep.
Got some nice big hickory staves that we split with wedges and axes. Jack Monti, his neighbor Bobby, they did they basically got the main tree trunk split in half. I helped quarter it, and what I'm going to do is try to cut a line down here. Saw, and then I cut some release cuts with the chainsaw, with the battery operated chainsaw, and I'm going to take chunks off. Made some relief cuts, so just have to make sure I go down deep enough. Okay, these relief cuts seem to be helping. Get the axe in there, the lump hammer. remove them. Okay, the one end is narrow. The one end is narrow, and I could get two. I made it 2 1/4 inches each side, so there's plenty of room for wiggle room. Now down here, it's much larger, and I'm looking at the grain. And once you got this little curly knot here, that's what took the detour. This grain that was running off here. You kind of have a straight grain running along here. So it'll be okay for me to trim this edge off. And that's what I'm going to do, try with the circular saw, is to trim this edge off and clean it up. The idea is we want to get these kind of cut into smaller pieces that can dry. We don't want to coat the ends. We want to coat the ends nice. These are longer than whatever you're going to use. And we're going to coat the ends with glue so they don't split and check. But I'm going to try trimming this off next. As I get older, try to find the path of least resistance. So we took the bark off, and this grain is pretty straight. And I snapped the line and cut it with a circular saw. Plus I trimmed off an end. And now I'm hitting a wedge and axe to split it. And then my kind of little cheat there is I put this sawzall in between. Such a big tear out. I don't have such a big tear as I'm splitting. Okay. Now it's time to put the axe in and hit it around, and we're going to work on this end. I had to give it a little more of a beat down. While I'm doing the splitting, this log's giving me a licking. This hickory is very hard wood. Literally coming to the end. And then a little trimming. There we go, baby, all done. Okay, a lot of hard work. I got 2 nice staves. These 2 suckers are gonna go right in the garage, and they're gonna dry out. Just so you know, there's like 2 staves that, because of the location of these knots, okay, I can only get 2 shorter staves out of them. And the shorter staves probably be good for like me with a shorter draw length. So today I have a video of the one stave, the one log that had a couple of knots on it. I could only get 1 stave out of it, and it was twisted. It has a twist to it, and I wasn't going to waste the log. So I decided, you know, gave it some extra time. I trimmed it, I put it on the bandsaw, I put a shape of the bow on it there. It's, you know, because it's wet, it's green, and what I'm going to do is, you see that block of wood? It's got a twist on this stave. And what they say to do is, while it's green, clamp it down and let it dry, and hopefully the twist will dry out of it. Well, while I was cutting that hardwood on the bandsaw, and I'm very careful, I watch both my hands. It's the most important thing, watch where your hands are. As I'm going, a little piece on the end there, it slipped a little bit, and I touched it. And I got 7 stitches. I'll put some pictures of the stitches. And it opened up, and I grabbed my hand and drove myself to the hospital, got 7 stitches, came home. And while it still has the nerve block in it, this was really rough. I sanded it and got it looking good. And then this piece of wood, I had to use the bandsaw just now to cut it even enough that I could put that I could clamp it. So not a bad day, except for all the time I spent in the hospital in 7 stitches. So to be continued. Okay, so I managed to clamp it to the board, and the twist is out. I don't know if you can see or not, but the twist came out. Okay, so tomorrow, depending on how bad this hurts after the nerve block wears off, I'll take the heat gun and just sit in a chair and heat this. That's what I'm going to do tomorrow, because I can't do much anything with the thumb. I'll sit there with the heat gun and I'll heat the belly. The belly of the bow is the part that faces your belly. That's this part. Heat it, and hopefully that'll help it take the shape, this flat shape here. So I'm done. Good night. Okay, just a little trimming, and I think we're good. Okay, here we go. Okay, 2 staves. Now it's time to go in and hydrate, change my bandage, and relax. Okay, log 2, I'm going to turn it over and see, we get two more staves out of it. I think it might be too narrow for 3, but should get 2 out of it. I'm going to check it out. Okay, so this is a big, wide tree, you know, section of tree there that we're going to make staves out of. And I'm overlooking it, so I'm going to make 1 wide 3-inch that's fairly straight. And then this side here, probably could get 2 out of, but it's got such a big twist. I really don't know what we should do. So I'm just going to take the good piece out, leave the big piece wide until Jack decides what he wants to do with this one here. So I'm going to work on separating these 2 today. I had a lot of jobs when I was younger. One of the worst jobs I had was unloading trucks, because when you get to the end of the truck and you get that last pallet loaded and they wheel it out, they throw you right in another truck. It's like never ending. It's like Groundhog Day. So with these staves here, what do I got? I got 3 more that have to be split like this, and one of the 3 have to be decrowned. I would call it decrowned, taking the peak off. But there is a little light at the end of the tunnel. So this is almost done. A little more whack, couple more whacks, and it'll be split, and I just got to trim it. I don't know if you could hear that cracking. It's splitting. So that's it. I'm going to bang this a few more times and run the Sawzall down, and it should be good. Okay, another day done. Stick a fork in me, I'm done. Oh wow, there's a screw in here. This is interesting. Look at that. I was wondering why I had a hard time cutting through, and there was a screw that was inside this tree and it grew over. Interesting. Well, we're all done. I'm done for today. 4 staves, and what I may do is put a little glue on the end of these that are done. Jack, I'm putting glue on the end, okay? And then I've got a few more to finish up in the next coming days, but I feel the need to take a rest. One of the guys commented on one of my YouTube videos, "Boy, aren't you a little old to be doing that?" Well, I guess honestly today I could say, yeah, I feel a little old. But my mind says I'm 20. I'm actually 65. And sometimes my body feels like I'm 110. But you got to keep moving. You can't sit there stagnant. All right? Every day you get up is a good day. Make the best out of it.